very well around Hope, and you got the Varus too.
Sejuani Maokai, Sejuani Maokai, Sejuani Maokai.
Very good into this type of Hope. Sejuani comes through first, and now GENG have a lot of things,
Barcode Bell
here in this second ban phase. Like even the Renata Glass becomes a big problem here, because if you're trying to get on top of this Varus Jace, the Renata just says no. Also great into Xayah. And they will prioritize the Malphite here first. But there are so many ways that T1 could take this draft. It's incredibly flexible. You know the identity of it, but there are so many different things that can supplement it. And this makes it such a big challenge now for GENG. We'll see what they take away.
These games have been crazy volatile, man.
I would agree.
Malphite.
Renata can be very annoying as well.
You have a few seconds behind.
Even as Malphite, you know, maybe angles, but it's also really good in Desire. Tommy's going to pick that so many times, so that will be the pretty obvious face-up first ban, and they get Wukong off the board, so going to be pinching out Peanut's champion pool just a bit.
Yeah. See if they want to take away. Okay, it's going to be Lissandra again.
Wow, no Silas ban.
And they will have, of course, the counter pick.
No Silas ban, guys.
Mid lane here for Chovy, so you feel pretty good about taking that one off the board.
No Silas ban?
As the Viego is still something T1 are considering themselves.
Jace mid?
Potentially
Silas?
in this draft. So
Silas?
We'll ban the Ahri.
Silas? Silas?
See if Peanut's down to just lock
Silas?
Viego here. Doesn't feel very strong with this composition
Silas?
though, at all.
Silas?
I'd even almost prefer the Lee Sin.
Give me Silas.
Maybe that is the play.
Silas Top.
You can see GENG, they don't have a lot of great options here.
Silas Top.
You could lock it.
Silas Top.
J.
Smith, Silas Top.
You ban the Ahri,
J. Smith, Silas Top.
Response here to the LeBlanc in lane.
Yeah.
And
Silas.
I guess that you
give me Silas.
The last pick, which is kind of interesting.
Pick me Silas support if you don't want to play. It is what Kerry is saying right now. You dog, just play Silas.
Play Gragas here, but you're not going to have Prio. Talia has been very weak.
Tom Kench.
Season number Tom Kenshin in the bot lane. Very different look here for some additional safety for this Varus. Will help out against the dive quite significantly, but you only get one Devour, and there are just too many different ways to get on top of this Varus.
Should have played Callista.
Silas. Silas.
Oh, this
Silas.
And you can
Silas.
have the better Malphite engage,
yes.
Top as well.
Yes.
True.
Silas
yes.
and Malphite, saw that as well in Challenger.
Yeah. You're right.
So could be the choice for Zeus, which would be weird, but
Can he get Tom Kench?
Just because Zeus is such a great Jace
It's
player.
not the same as other Tom Kench.
I mean, it could be a charge.
This Silas going top.
He's laughing. It's Olaf.
Oh my god.
Olaf.
He's laughing his way to an
Olaf in the jungle.
Well, I mean, it's a great tanky front line here. We add the Olaf and the Malphite together. There is a ton of
Olaf jungle.
in the front of your composition.
Olaf jungle.
T1, get through the
Olaf
CC.
jungle.
You have really good
honestly, Kyria Tam Kench hits different.
And the Olaf could just run at Varus, and then everyone else follows up. So you have
any other Tam Kench, I don't buy, but
that they faced in that previous game with the Malphite is getting into range of Guma, as it will be the Silas top
this
you talked about
Tam
here.
Kench.
Faker playing the Jace in mid into the LeBlanc. I think that the composition here for GENG is way stronger overall.
Nice.
Even though the Olaf is arguably, of these 10 champions, the weirdest one we see, I think it actually fits the composition very well. And trying to engage counterwise with the Silas into the composition of GENG by stealing the Malphite ultimate.
Who's the one buff guy at T1? It's Owner, the boner.
Because it has so much disengage. You're playing a LeBlanc, you have a Xayah. Will it be the Silver Scrape she's asking for?
Will it be the Teemo she's asking for as well?
I think that's less likely.
Not in this game, maybe in the next one.
Looking for that Faker thumbs up.
Yeah.
And so many fans drawing these signs for a game
Olaf
5
is
here
not
for
bad.
GENG. Still believing, still holding on to hope.
Olaf is fine.
And at least to the fourth one, they have been rewarded for said hope. I think this draft might be, in my opinion, the biggest gap of the four so far, though. I like it way more for GENG. See if the execution is enough here, Valdez. This
Zeus,
is a risky draft
King of the gods.
If it gets ahead, man, does it really roll?
Yeah, it really
it's Silas top, guys.
Once we do get ahead, but
Silas, Silas.
We'll see if GENG can get in front of it here for game number 4. Let's hop onto the rims.
Silas, I kill you. I need your love.
And
I need your love.
Ways in which T1 have normally gotten ahead throughout this season.
Bro, I'm so tilted about this fucking Saint Aprilius.
2022 has just been controlling early objectives, snowballing, playing amazing macro. But in playoffs here, most of their games have gone incredibly long, which is why I really count the late game win conditions of these two comps more than what they can do in snowball.
Toby's
Let's go, Silas.
For now.
This was a way better Silas game than the previous because the enemy had Sejuani Lissandra already. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do picking Silas in that game?
Yeah, that's
it's like Malphite is a tank that prefers to buy armor, but he can still buy MR. Okay, LB top based.
Okay, so
based.
it's happening. And this usually happens with Renekton and Jace, the two most common AD swap champions that have been around over the last 3 years. So this means that now you're playing into a Malphite in a very short lane versus the top lane, where Chovy is going to have some additional power there into a melee matchup early.
They know Olaf clear.
So really a smart idea here.
Raptor start.
And they were absolutely prepared for it.
Adds Madge.
I was wondering if...
Sorry, my friend.
There it goes. They swap it on the Observer client.
Yeah, the very rare thing to see, but it is...
Sorry,
Whenever you see
guys.
the mouse there for a second, it's kind of hyping away.
Yeah.
It's just such a rare, unusual circumstance.
Always hiding it.
I don't think they can play Jace now.
Also, gotta keep an eye on Peanut's jungle pathing. See
how did GENG win?
On the Olaf if he's
Honestly, it was over the back of a clean Peanut engage, but it was a very competitive and close game.
What he did, he clears the jungle so incredibly quickly that you just love that farming power, the ability to clear it out, and then maybe look for ganks, but he has really fallen off. We haven't seen him for 400 days. The last player was Huangnong Freak's Ellen.
Yeah.
The key thing about this, right, is that Zeus has MR because he's laning. He wanted to lane against Malphite, so he has MR anyway. But
it was an interesting idea.
In other cases, when you have mixed damage, it can really set you up for success through the sheer force of using runes appropriately.
He does have distortion.
Should have it, but see the amount of speed on the stacks as down he will go. Owner just picks it up, level 3,
right through the Counter-Strike.
And makes the gank happen. Yeah.
That is huge.
You know,
Zeus needs to let this crash though.
Fantastic start is now the wave is going to crash in here to top or to the turret here for Zeus.
Chovy lost a lot of minions here because he was slow pushing. He lost a solid 6 CS here. Zeus is trying to catch as much as possible. Zeus is very greedy for not using potion here to CS this.
Peanut is just power farming as you say, and Chovy
I guess it doesn't matter.
Trying to look for some kill pressure here. He's got the dematerializer to try to keep Zeus.
Zeus is going to catch this and probably base.
It's so difficult against the Silas. Just gonna get that steal back of the health.
Yeah, he's gonna have to TP back to
steal
this
back.
One. Just like Chovy did.
You wake up and Doran's your mid laner aware.
Has played top lane in the past. You know, we had some circumstances and we did see it, but Chovy's always been a player that would do better as a top lane player. But I think that is just kind of people's personal feelings about it. We don't have a lot of data on this. And LeBlanc is not a top champion, so hard to judge off of this game alone, as we see some missed engages.
By the way, it's been a very long time, but Keria was always one of our more aggressive Tom Kench players, right? And it's just going back to the days where... and everybody was just playing it.
Bro, my Freebird just started!
Which is normally what you would do, especially in the past, when it wasn't your ultimate ability. You would just sit in the back and do that. As we're trying to swap again, as the fans are really enjoying that.
Well, this is the thing that happens when you get ahead in one of these lanes, is you can constantly swap and push the tempo away. See how close Doran is to 6, looks like pretty far away. He's not threatening here at all.
Well, you followed the swap.
Yeah, lost only a
Thumbs
few
up.
minutes.
Only a few minutes and 75% of your
okay. Full clear, Olaf.
That was spotted. They know that owner is here. Meanwhile,
Peanut Olaf is legendary, but...
Doran is out of mana.
feel like we don't see this champ that much for a reason. Like, you generate way too little gold in the jungle to be useful with Olaf. Like, you don't make any gold.
Every single game, just getting his advantages early.
Oh! Doran the Moran.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faker is not scared at all, I suppose.
You know,
John Dorian's blade.
A known tilter.
Doran. Kevin Durant.
And I just like looked at each other and wrote it on a piece of paper and put a check mark box next to it for some reason. That's what we do, but that's not going to feel great. Losing your ultimate like that and just missing the recall there. So, very frustrating at this point in time. And Chovy's lost a significant amount of farm. So this is going to hurt his ability to be a strong carry.
Lick him, Korea.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not too happy about that.
Oh, Owner the Boneless.
Spotted on this one, as that will go the way of Peanut, who does smite it down, but already in a lot of trouble.
Licky Licky.
He does not have ghost. He does not have flash. He does
not. Suka Mucho. Faker just wanted to walk on his corpse. Brilliant flash there from Faker, trying to cause emotional damage by teabagging the body of Olaf there.
Chovy just desperately trying to farm it back here. Now
Faker with the teabag.
T1 versus KT game 5, where KT got this massive early game lead, and we're like, oh, I guess the series just ends like that. And then somehow T1 fought their way back.
Like Tamkench with the changes to Rakan is so much worse than to Rakan.
For champions that really are going to accelerate quite quickly with them. Now it is the lethal tempo of Varus here, so it's not going to be lethality, you know, items coming in super early for him or anything like that. And it is, of course, a, you know, Sejuani that picks up the other kill. So it's not like you're really running away with this, but Jace has a lot of freedom in this game to farm. And Faker, you know, he did lose his flash, unfortunately, but otherwise is actually the highest farm in the game right now. So he is accelerated. I mean, these are big problems for GENG when we start setting up for these really important objective fights. I think the reason why our UI is broken is probably because we unlocked it so that we could move these champions around. I guess. I hope so. But, you know, the
Peanut smiling.
Herald is about to spawn, and that was the reason I mentioned this. Is set to Baron
You're
right
so
now,
fucking precious when you smile.
Force out a flash here as the engage on the bottom side is decent.
I like.
Now Pace has to flash away himself.
Oh,
comes
boom!
in with an ultimate, forces out the cleanse.
Okay, big sums, big sums.
Is the one that,
big dick.
Uses both of his summoners.
Big dick.
Has a relic shield and
my brother watches Asmongold same way I do, and he always says big dick.
It's very tanky at this early stage of the game, so even though Delight has level 6 first, it's just so difficult to all in.
Always, when he's like doing his sets in the gym, when he's down to like the last piece of energy, he's like, big dick! And then he pushes more.
He does have smite, so pretty simple for him to just pick it up. So he's going to spot that coming in.
It almost looked like he wanted to give some of that local gold as Zeus is going to get slowed.
Okay. Now he has to kind of go in. He has stolen Doran's ultimate.
Zeus once more.
Goes back in once again as now he's in a lot of trouble. Down he goes. But was he baited into a rough position as down will go Peanut
Doran
as well.
at least
has to flash to get out of this one.
Survived.
T1 will be able to shore it up a bit.
Why is it cringe?
This is the playoffs. You know, kind of, I guess, nerves coming through is the best way to put it here. That we are seeing
older brother.
Sicarius trying to take Doran out over the wall. As we're just seeing some really aggressive plays that have not worked out. And it's mostly been on GENG's side where they have overextended in a lot of these situations. This isn't going to be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, Silas has been quite homeless in this game. He's been
because he's going to get plate gold here on the top side.
He's been walking back and forth.
Teleport, so this is actually still nice, but could have just cut your losses and gotten out of here. Now, at least, like we mentioned, Chovy's going to get tons of money out of this. Really good slows, picking up these axes and continuing the chase. And Zeus gets the double knock-up here, and that's the moment where it's like, okay, God is flash, he has to back. Maybe we should get out of here. Because you end up giving over so much gold to T1 as a result.
That's very lucky for Doran.
Doran almost goes down, also has to flash. So, big win here for T1.
Big dick.
Isolated, of course, still. LeBlanc picking up money is massive.
Yeah. And they have this Rift Herald as well.
Bro!
They will drop this Rift Herald up in the top side.
Why does it start?
Stepping up to it. He's got owner here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this is not what you want to see on the side of GENG. This is going to go down. They can't do anything about it. Could have even smited it if necessary. Not even necessary. As meanwhile,
boom.
Underneath here, we got Feather.
That would have stung, man. That would have stung. He had to do that. Had to drop the ult on him.
Yep. Another plate going down. This is a disaster.
Oh yeah, that is true. I typed on my keyboard. Very true.
Trying to hold his own, doesn't get the charge, so he's not going to get that turret. Doran, no ult for
I just wanted to show
here.
my brother.
Get it, though.
So he says big dick when he's at the gym.
Trying to bait him.
Big dick.
Just... okay, Ignite comes down. It was all a bait. Down to the end of it as he will take out of this one, and Cario will take the kill. Faker does not have flash.
Okay, Faker playmaker.
Very nicely. Does hop away, but eventually he is going to go down. As Peanut will pick up the kill. 2v1. Yeah, another Drake going to the hands of T1.
Alright, I'm not gonna type on my keyboard anymore.
You play this type of game with T1, where you're trying to lane swap and you're trying to trade objectives and you're trying to play around
my
these
brother,
baiting tactics
bro,
where you're
if
like,
you saw,
okay,
he's competing this year again, and you should see.
No, T1 know your ult. They're actually baiting you, and they're making this into a big play here in
like
mid,
if you see his
Drake,
current form,
plates, bottom side,
Jesus.
for example, they continue to push. Now we're looking at
Did you guys see this?
20 CS lead for Guma.
What the fuck?
And, you know, Chovy not getting that plate gold from the Herald hurts, but also the death here and no mythic for him and no damage done whatsoever to mid-turret because even though LeBlanc has spent a lot of time this game
he's
in
jacked,
the top
dude.
lane, it matters very little about how much damage is done there compared
Bodybuild
to
stream? Bro, every stream with me is bodybuild stream.
As a LeBlanc player that you need removed.
I'm shaping my body
like,
into...
oh, I thought I was going to kill him.
Doran.
Through Ignite and dies.
Honestly, Doran, this is fucking for the LCK, man. You can't be doing this.
But he was just caught a little bit off guard as Faker will pay for this, but he's
and then Peanut.
So that they can guarantee.
Leave him the kill. Leave me the kill. Leave me the kill. I have Dark Steel. Leave me the kill. Leave me the kill. Leave me the kill. Leave me the kill. Leave me the kill.
To the turret to make sure that both the jungler is top here and that LeBlanc doesn't TP.
Does he take the secret sauce? No, he doesn't. My brother's clean.
In order to open up the rest of the map, so he does that. Does have to pay his life for it, which is.
I've considered. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. I've considered doing a cycle.
Already, so
just to see what's up.
Power farming.
But
actually,
I decided not to.
Very equal farming from the side of Owner as well.
Because that's the point.
It's just actually the
it's all vanity.
Kills that are helping him out. As Faker is basically just ignoring.
He's clean. My brother's clean. Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. Meanwhile, Peanut is here. He's got Owner nearby, so he should be fine.
Yeah, Secret Sauce is small dick.
Feels really brave with it. And it's, you know, quite an unusual build. You went, obviously, CDR boots here, and then...
Yeah, it's like, bro, when I'm 40 plus...
MR while stacking his tier. So we don't know
I'm
what
gonna
his
be
main build is gonna
eating
be just yet, but he just wants to follow Chovy,
hash brownies and take TRT.
Game in any way. And just pushing him into turrets is...
He is clean my ass. Of course my brother's clean.
To play it
bro, my brother's been going to the gym since he's like...
Speaking of,
13.
Is in the enemy jungle. Remember, he does not have flash.
He's been training hard for the last like 17 years.
He's not scared of anything as Faker's got a massive shield, probably the Headstreaker in there as well as does take a bunch of damage,
guys.
but you see that GENG just being routed here. Delight
that is all she
going
wrote.
To be collateral damage on the backside of this one as he was
that is all she wrote.
Doran is just unfortunately holding this wave on top side. Can't help out at all. Had his ultimate there, but was on the wrong side of the map. Didn't have TP, so had to walk top side. There's no way he could save his team there. And it's just this Sejuani. He's the problem. He's going
You're not going to make noticeable gains after 5 years of serious lifting? That's very untrue.
Because why not when you're
just trying
to follow a LeBlanc? And Peanut's coming in
that is straight up delusion.
There's just so much long range engage between the Tahm Kench and the Sejuani that, yeah, you're trying to force this. You're trying to bait this because you have both
Peanutsky.
and the LeBlanc nearby, and you have Gore Drinker. So you're like, all right, this is the fight we force, and whoever comes over here will get baited in. But just don't play this game with T1. They will engage cleanly. They will punish you. They will win these.
Yeah, and Guma gets here first. I mean, he's been having Cryo on the bot side this entire game. Outside of the shenanigans on the top side of the map, he's ahead about, well, he was 30 CS ahead. He's able to get in there. They even had the scuttle for extra movement speed to get him in position, and he's just able to clean up at the end of the fight. So, it's a better fought team fight there.
It is crazy, though. It's like,
to be forcing these.
I understand, I 100% understand the enticing nature of wanting to do a cycle.
You don't have the CC either.
But like, people don't have access to anything clean or anything good. You're gonna fucking talk to the guy who's in your gym locker who sells some fucking testosterone derived from insects.
You're just gonna be more utility this time.
It's a disaster. Stay away, kids. Stay away.
Tanky supporters, they're gonna look for a wraparound.
Okay, here comes Peanutsky. Oh, Houdini. Houdini.
Meanwhile, the entire team is still gonna dive him under the turret. They will be successful. This is 5 members of GENG in the mid lane right now.
Okay, TP flank coming through.
Not sure about that. Corruption
Okay. I don't know about this, Zusi. Jay's taking defensively here. Poking is hitting. Oh, nice flash from Gumayushi. Zeus. Oh, Zeus. Zeus is so fucking weak, by the way. He's level 10. Okay. Honestly, we might just run into a problem here for T1. We might have a comp gap situation on our hands. We might have a comp gap situation on our hands. And also, Jace bought more Malmorchus. This Jace is not planning to be useful, by the way.
Is the question.
Okay. So I'll take a deep breath.
Bro, when I'm older, probably I'll get myself get myself on some TRT.
That Chovy is going to have an opportunity to be a little bit more aggressive this
when I'm older, for sure. But now, like, my body can produce testosterone. I just have to sleep well, eat well. It's all good.
Very disinterested in grouping up
when I'm older,
down here, but nobody else.
my balls are shrinking. Then it's time to TRT it up.
I say that we are slowly.
Yeah, Dom is getting into that TRT zone.
With no teleport, I just don't see it, and I think they are just going to try to slow this down while getting Chovy some gold on the top side of the map. That's the plan. Since we don't really need to watch this, we'll see how this all went down. As Peanut comes over here on the flank, Keria is picked very early. And then everything goes very wrong in this engage as the flash is perfect from Guma, and then Delight kind of
how you doing, Big Jeff?
And then they turn
honestly,
things around on the Zeus. I think if Zeus
might lose this game.
Try to force this, you're like, okay, we trade some engages and
might lose this game because of Jace build.
But the Zeus really kind of hard.
No meme, guys.
Still has his ultimate. He dodges that, and look at this, man. The ultimate timing here from Paze is perfect.
Bruv.
And it's a 1 exchange. They do escape with their lives.
And a shock blast comes in as... Not sure what we were looking at here in live. Zooming in on Taguma, it's not like a flash or anything.
I think just showing like he almost did a billion damage that last fight. It was very close.
How did T1 get third Drake? I don't know. What the fuck was that, bro? That was Freebird.
Not a billion.
Yeah.
What can you do? Maybe
I'm sorry, guys.
The game is still.
Did you smoke the Zaza? I did a lot when I was growing up, but
nice, especially when you
bro,
have Forest.
I have to say, in my experience, I say in my experience. Maybe your experience is different.
Zeus in a lot of trouble
but
here. He does have Olaf ultimate, and he will eventually. You'd have to imagine, as there it is. But the damage might
makes wasting time enjoyable.
He just dies.
And that's like.
Guma does not have his flash. His in comes Keria.
That's rough.
Devour just in case.
That is dangerous.
Guma looks, he didn't look
it makes wasting time
or worried at all on his
so enjoyable.
Almost looked like just instantly calming, like Olaf no ult. And Peanut's over here still going to get the red buff for this, as that was the kind of goal.
And sometimes here in the jungle that's what you need.
This pick will be given over, and now you have the bottom turret going down. Chovy's dealing with this top push. And GENG just kind of sitting pretty here. Yeah, you gave over Soul Point, but you're in a position now to win some team fights, potentially. You're going to have to win all of them.
Bro, Jace no mythic speedrun.
T1 get that Soul, then this comp
I hope he goes to Riddler. No meme.
Said,
you have to go to Riddler right now.
LeBlanc, it is a Xayah.
Thank you, Baco Bell. You're writing very nice messages.
It's not unplayable. It's not
I understand that you enjoy me, so you can calm down now.
With the Kraken Slayer here, all the itemization good for the Soul. Zeus is just
I remember like when I was younger, I would be like, I'd smoke weed and then I'd watch Seinfeld. Bro, Zeus is completely sprinting into it. All these lane swaps,
this last couple of games,
completely lost his mind.
As meanwhile, Chovy trying to be very annoying to Guma, who, at times...
I think this is a GENG win, guys.
There's not a lot of trade back, of course. You're just kind of sitting there trying to dodge some of the LeBlanc stuff. So if GENG ever get in the lead, this is where Chovy can begin to pop off.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of damage. And a lot of that damage has ended up being impactful, leading to eliminations.
I think
4/5
I think Genji has this in the bag.
He was involved in, right? And he's been making such critical plays here on the Tom.
I think this is such a Genji win, dude.
Just bleeding through that health bar, and the Silas and Science has been really massive. You see, even in that moment where Zeus used the Olaf.
By the way, Soul is not even enough.
They use the Olaf ult to try.
I think we have a serious problem here.
But it's like, no, the chains just kill you. Actually, it's Leandri's. You cannot be CC'd, but you will still burn down and die.
Bro, at some point, I was smoking weed every day, right? And I became so high functioning. It's like I was so tolerant that I couldn't get high enough. Like at one point.
Okay.
It was this off-season. One off-season.
And what was meant as a counter pick for the Malphite, at the end of the day, you know, Malphite builds a couple of tanky
even if T1 gets
so,
sold,
are you really going to do
honestly,
as a Silas just on a Rod of Ages, who is still stacking, which is still stacking. Rod of Ages, not a person, turns out. So he's not really doing much in the side lane.
Nope.
Against Doran, so he's kind of just catching waves.
I'm not a stoner. I haven't smoked weed in the last 5-6 years.
Chovy?
Chovy, the way.
Everybody on T1 is right there and ready to trade back.
Yeah, not the Leandri.
No. It's like I was so tolerant to weed, so I couldn't smoke enough to get myself high.
Big boom boom damage.
He has
it was ridiculous.
Dark Seal, and he's not afraid to use them. He's going to have a Shadow Flame here as his third item too, so he's going to do a lot of damage. Even though Luden's is a lot more burst damage than Leandri's, LeBlanc will still do burst damage with Leandri's. It's just then applying burn damage over a heavily stacked, team.
But yeah, I don't do that shit anymore.
Don't get me wrong, this is not just a, he didn't go Luden, so he can't burst people. He still can, as we have seen.
Yeah.
Did you smoke while in Dragonborns? No.
Leandri's still definitely a very viable option.
Like, no.
I
only did it when I was in Sweden. Do you snooze though? No.
So much poke damage.
All right.
They don't have Silas.
Okay.
Genji, you're just going super deep.
Silas is very late here.
Stands his ground, but Carrier will be the first.
Oh, Doran's gonna take. Oh, the Malphite died. He has no ult.
Health bars here as Zeus steals the Rakan ult, but he's looking for it on the base, and he will get in that back line. And that is a couple of kills for Zeus. Make it 3 actually as he picks up the triple, and that will be Mountain Soul for T1.
You can't just do this right before Mountain Soul. You can't actually force this like this if you're not going to commit. And you can see the hesitation from Genji. They ult with Peanut so they could set up for the knockup here from Doran. And then when they don't end up hitting Guma, there's a moment of hesitation during.
I don't know, Genji crossing chokes to fight when they control the space.
Or do we walk away?
Disappointing.
If the team walks away, then they walk back in. The follow-up
Guma is smurfing.
Push Guma away.
Guma is smurfing.
Comes out of stopwatch and dies, and that's the end of the story. Phase is the next.
Genji are just getting invited to these holes.
Mountain Soul is going to help so much on this turn. Like, T1 do not have to take this Baron. They do have the smites. They do have the ability to go for it, but stolen Malphite ultimate is now.
Wow, Chovy. Chovy wants to win. 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 Come on, Chovy.
As he will survive, and Chovy is on the run.
Zeus has been making so many huge plays.
No, this is not it, Chovy.
Yeah, Chains of Corruption, that's the end of him, as so many ultimates get thrown straight into his face, as the last auto from Guma will do it, and that should be the Baron, although Genji, we're sticking around.
Yeah, Genji's just sticking around here, but I mean, it's Pays who has to carry. He has no ult, he has no summoners. Good luck with that one. Doran does have ult.
Not a lot of ults here on the side of T1, I suppose, as, yeah, Doran is going to be the one looking for the angle.
They've got to find Guma somehow, but there's just such a front line here, and I just don't think you can stop this.
They don't even have Smite. Yeah, they're just going to give it away. As T1, a massive leap into the lead here. They take a big team fight. They take the Mountain Soul.
Gumayushi was fucking solid this series, man.
Team fight as well.
And watch this fight here, where you're looking for a big Malphite ultimate. You have Peanut ulting with you. So you get on top of everybody, but you don't get Guma. He's at full health, and then Doran's like, oh, I'm dead. Stopwatch comes through, they see Zeus, and then there's a moment of hesitation. The flash is, not ideal here, but then Zeus steals away
fucking Naruto ran and then ran them down.
He is so low econ this game. He is so extremely low econ, but he's got a great flank, and he was punished for his last attempted flank. This time he gets the big money ultimate stolen away from Rakan. And then here, Chovy is just trying his best. His stopwatch is perfect. And then once again, Zeus makes a stopwatch happen after the stolen ultimate. Just able to survive And Chovy gets nothing back for this and will eventually go down because Keria collapses here with the chains of corruption from Guma.
Yeah,
and that's
Guma's not scared. He's got Mountain Soul. He's like, yeah, I can just frontline this one. And they do get the kill. And yeah, I think
was
you're
it Faker
exactly right.
teabagged
Either
Peanut
GENG have to
and
100-0 Guma, or
Peanut
Faker,
didn't know how to play the game after that.
Really
So.
threatening in terms of damage on T1, or you cannot go for that engage. They saw the angle because Zeus wasn't there. He didn't have TP, but the execution was
think about all up jungle.
Kind of been the theme for
I think
today.
it's kind of weak.
To get the kill right off the bat, and they did. And now
But it's
T1
like
are massively
okay
in the
to
lead,
pick here.
and the damage is just being thrown out in spades. As even Doran can barely survive. And everybody's health bars are just going by the wayside. Chovy here on the run from a Tom Kench. As with the Baron buff, T1 are looking to push the bottom lane and maybe end this game.
Yeah, I mean, they have so many minions here. It has to be FaZe's defense. And he just doesn't have the items.
This is before the ADC tank nerfs, yes.
It's really not enough for him, and see what he can do. Peanut just trying to draw the minions away from him. Keep them
chug.
One that is.
Boom.
Now he's in a bit of trouble. Zeus goes in, forces a Feather Storm, so now that's another ult gone.
Holy Zeus.
Peanut still has his Gore Drinker, but it's so hard for him to do anything.
Keria tries to engage, and now Guma.
They have eat. Oh, they're so scared of Gumiush. You have to force to eat.
This is almost the end of the series here. If T1 could just continue to push, they have another wave coming through. They're going to back away. Not going to risk giving another lead here to GENG. Still got 40 seconds of Baron buff to use. They can get their empowered recalls and take the lead they've gotten and buy some additional items. Now 3 items for the Varus, 3 items for this Jace. And we talked about the low econ Zeus here this game on Sylas, but now he's got a bounty, and those 2 critical items that you need as a Sylas are completed. He has the Zonias, and he's halfway to a Void Staff with a lot of the gold he picked up in those team fights, plus the Baron. And T1 are completely in control of this game. It's a 4,000 gold lead, but what they have on the map right now is worth even more, plus the Mountain Soul. Yeah. I mean, it's basically unwinnable here from GENG unless they get a great.
I'm gonna watch LPL after, yeah.
Well, they got to do what they tried to do in the last fight, but now they're even just very massively behind.
But why is Chovy not? I guess he just has no money.
Good angle, and Zeus wasn't even there, but this was not meant to be.
If they identified Zeus where he was, and if they had decided to, peel off and go towards him a little bit more decisively.
Who's playing LPL? RNG versus Billy.
The timing super disjointed, and Doran just pressed go with Peanut. Unfortunately, it wasn't the right call.
Bro, this chat is the best. Honestly, my chat is the best. I'm not even kidding. I have the best chat. I have the best fucking chat on the planet, dude. My chat is so good. I love my chat. This chat is the shit, dude.
Well, T1 is busy pushing the top wave, but yeah, they back off with a minute left.
We always have.
With all the gold.
Are you dying? No, I'm not dying.
Stopwatches, control wards, get ready for this Elder Drake fight.
Yeah, I mean, these wards are going to be cleared by T1, and that's really critical because Doran has TP. And if he is able to TP flank, maybe that's one way you.
What I'm trying to achieve? No, I'm trying to achieve anything.
I mean, okay, I say they're going to clear these. Actually missing this one.
How about we just run straight through all of them?
The craziest thing, guys, I don't ban anyone. I don't ban anyone. That is the coolest thing, by the way.
I think that GENG can win off
What do you think about the Shadowflame Void combo? The issue is, it's like he should buy Deathcap, it's better. But they fought so much in between the window, and maybe he just couldn't buy large roads, so I can't tell, you know?
Oh, no.
Alright, alright. Zeus, king of the gods! Alright, good ult from Pace, but he's getting molested by Owner the Boner. Oh, Faker as MR now. It's GG.
Chovy is only damage left here on the side of GENG. They choose the wrong clone, actually. As Chovy's still on the run, and their base is in tatters, and it's being pushed in through the bottom lane.
Yep, they're just pinging it already. TP coming through. What a sad way to lose this series.
I never ban, I do Shame and Flame.
Well, it looks like Peanut might be taken
Shame and Flame, and then they come back.
Or perhaps not, as T1 looks like this will be the
I love that.
As 3-1 will be the score.
But some of you names out there that are writing around now.
Minutes of this game after one big team fight from the side of T1 as they take down the Nexus and they move on to their 4th LCK.
Told you guys, T1 countered GENG. They countered GENG.
In LCK history to go 4 back-to-back finals, and they pull it off here. Faker.
Respect, man.